Welcome to Wishlist, the Art of Social Conscience, a series of talks, films and performances with artists who use their creative platform to highlight social issues. For this edition, we were honored to welcome the musical force that is Shabaka Hutchings. He gave an exclusive solo performance and led a discussion about the deeper meanings of his albums and the pursuit of new myths. His presentation also included the screening of the 2018 film Minding the Gap, directed by Bing Liu.
This particular story of Mind the Gap affected me for a number of reasons. On the surface, it's a film documenting the story of a group of skater guys, but then it's looking at actually the context of their lives and how, issues like misogyny, issues such as domestic violence and race come into play within the seemingly, jovial and, juvenile endeavor of skating. There's complexity beneath everything that we see, especially in the public. So if we look at a musician on stage or we hear someone talk, we get a surface level of what we imagine them to be. And for me, Mind the Gap, it was one of those films that really took apart a moment. And that moment is the moment of seeing someone skating. And that moment could be the moment of seeing someone on stage. So a lot of the times I'll be on stage and I'll think, what do these people imagine me to be? There was no real motivation to the process of using my creative platform to highlight social issues. For me, it's one and the same thing. To me, the music is a part of a broader artistic mission. And it might be that in the past I've not been able to articulate myself enough, so I've focused more on the music. But it's all a part of the same package. The music is one representation of my articulation of where I'm at and how I see things. But the social issues around it, it's a natural process to be able to give them to the audience.
Last year, you brought out a new album. Do you want to say it?
Your Queen is a Reptile?
Yeah, Your Queen is a Reptile.
Yeah.
How so?
So if someone says your queen's a reptile, the first thing you've got to say is, no, she's not.
Okay.
And and then we start from there and I go, why isn't she? Because, if she can be the queen,
yeah.
If you can literally just say she is something other than us, let's make the other not just something that's powerful financially. If we're going to get into the mold of transmorphing people into other things, so we've transmorphed this family into something other than it is, which is just a human being like the rest of us. I don't necessarily think that it's an artist's duty to confront social issues in their work. I think the artist has a duty to present some level of integrity. And if that integrity means that they see things in society that they have opinions on and that they can articulate well, then they do have a duty to present themselves to the audience. My great-grandma lived until she was 103. One of my first memories of her was being on the top of the roof of her house with a hammer, kind of fixing it. She worked her whole life as a domestic servant, and then I think she went to America when she retired, and then got another job for another 20 years, so at 60 to 80. In the time when she did that, she built 3 houses in which she housed all of her children. For me personally, that's what I think, if you're going to pronounce someone your queen or your king, that's what it should be. It should be inspirational. I'm doing what I'm doing in the midst of this kind of hype ball, which allows what we're doing to be projected really far. And by that happening, it means that the terms, everything around what we do is getting bigger. And it means I can relax more and more, because it's really stressful having to endure hardship on the road. Being a musician is tough, So the more you can not have to deal with that hardship, it means that you might survive to be one of those musicians that you see playing at 80 or 90 and you don't feel that they're a tragic story.